Simone steps out on her own, Bryson tries to find his voice, and the crew, they be playing games. Hey, let's talk about it. Come on back.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
We don't have like music like we normally do, so you know things done changed a little bit, right?
That's okay.
Hey everyone, what's up? Thank you for joining us. This is the Boomerang After Show. Today we're going to be talking season 1, episodes 1 and 2, the pilot episode, and episode 2 is called Game Night. So we got a lot to talk about because there's a lot going on in those first couple episodes. But before we get started, let me introduce my illustrious panel, starting to my left.
Hi guys, I'm Missy Bernier.
Hey everyone, it's your girl Nicole Hutchins.
I like the illustrious word, but what's up, y'all? Welcome to the Boomerang After Show panel. I'm Portia Carter, and I'm excited to be a part of this panel.
Good to see everyone. That's what I'm talking about. We're gonna have a good show. I'm your host, Tanir Williams. Before we get into segments and news, which we will have for everybody coming later, let me get overall thoughts. What did you guys think of these couple episodes?
My overall thoughts for the pilot, I like what I see for young black millennials in power and romance, even though it's a little shaky. And then for episode 2, Game Night, it was a little weird. It was a little weird. Some stuff, like, all of it is like something that could possibly happen, but some stuff I'm like, that's outrageous. Yeah.
Right.
I concur about the pilot as far as episode 2. I love the fact that they've delved more into like the relationships,
right?
You know, how they connect with each other. So yeah, I'm super excited about this.
My overall thoughts is basically I just love how they use the structure of the movie into the TV show, and I can really see the characters blossoming into who they are, and looking forward for the next episodes.
Okay, cool. Well, the first thing I want to start off with, we'll start with episode 1 in the pilot. So we kind of get the background of where everybody's coming from, right? So we see opening scene. Simone, who is, for those who've seen the movie, Marcus... Man, I'm forgetting his last name. Graham. And Angela. It's Simone is Marcus's daughter, and she's pretty much kind of trying to step out into her own. You can tell she's kind of been living off her dad's reputation. Everybody kind of throws maybe a little shade every now and then, like, hey, not all of us grew up off the golden spoon or, whatever. And she's ready to break out. So we see her kind of step out in a little bit, which was the first inkling that I noticed. I want to get your guys' thoughts. Was when they were shooting that commercial, and she kind of brought up the situation about the guy leaving for the light-skinned girl. And she's like, "We can't have that. Like, Black Twitter would destroy us." And it was interesting because I was telling Missy, I was like, maybe in terms of how things have changed, probably maybe back in the day when there wasn't a Twitter, people may have like blown that off. But today, I know that people would have been just firing off on Twitter, like this is not, I think she brought up a valid point. What you guys?
Y'all all looked at me like, okay,
no, because you already spoke on it, so continue with that point.
Because I'm just gonna make it plain. It definitely would have been a trending topic, okay? It's gonna be a trending topic, and then that just gives us this whole colorism thing again. We don't got time for that. We don't got time to keep rehashing that, digging up old bones and cutting open old wounds, okay? We need to leave that where it's at.
Right.
Everybody is trying to come into themselves as black people as a whole. When we get the light skin, it's better type of thing, then it shades everybody else, and then we got this big uproar. So it definitely would have been a trending topic, and I feel like that was very unacceptable.
Go ahead.
Oh, okay. No, whoa, okay. She got the ding on that. No, I understand what you're saying. At the same time, just kind of flip side of that, I'm actually glad that they brought that up because unfortunately that is still an issue that we deal with in the black community, and I feel like if you don't address it, you repeat the past over and over again. So I'm glad that they touched on it. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I think it was dope that they brought that up.
I agree, definitely.
I think it's interesting, especially since Lena Waithe is behind. I wasn't surprised that something like that would come out, because I know she's about tackling all kind of subjects and, like you said, bringing things like to the forefront. So I was just like, oh, okay.
For conversation, for entertainment purposes, for us to sit and talk about it like how we're doing now, I definitely agree.
Right.
Let's do it. Let's talk about it.
No. I think it's interesting, especially since Lena Waithe is behind. I wasn't surprised that something like that would come out, because I know she's about tackling all kind of subjects and, like you said, bringing things like to the forefront. So I was just like, oh, okay.
For conversation, for entertainment purposes, for us to sit and talk about it like how we're doing now, I definitely agree.
Right. For sure. I agree.
Made him.
That's what I'm talking about. Like, Portia's like, I'm here, just to let y'all know. So let's get down to it. So we get, like I said, we get that beginning of, we get Simone leaving the company. We kind of get the introduction to Bryson. Bryson comes in. We kind of see their relationship, like, you can kind of tell friends, but, like, there's a little more, I think, on his side that he's projecting out.
Yeah, definitely. Their relationship is definitely developing more as friends. He definitely wants more as a friendship with Simone, so he's trying to lead into that, but just who he is, it's not going to be working at the moment, I feel like.
And I feel like we see her definitely step out into, I feel like kind of the new millennium type thing. Like, it wasn't just her stepping out, like the way she goes to the strip club with Crystal, finds a way and is like, I'm gonna make this money. You know, might not be in a conventional way, but I'm gonna get out here and do my hustle right here. So kind of tell me thoughts when you guys saw how she was like, oh, okay, this is gonna be the new hustle, go out there, find Tia and get things going. What did you think about that?
I love that. They bring just more as an individual to her, just because she's, you know, has a different background than everybody else. Because Simone's in that ad agency, so she wants to bring in maybe like a more comedy side to the scene. So maybe adding her in is going to be definitely helpful.
Yeah, for sure. And I thought that was pretty dope that they went in there, and, you know, I like to kind of see it as they're kind of saved, you know, Tia. So I think that's dope. And Black women supporting each other. Like, look, come with us. We're going to, like, help you, you know, live a better life, I should say. No offense to any exotic dancers out there. Everybody's got to make their own way.
Right.
But, yeah, no, I thought it was pretty cool. Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah.
I would think, well, this is my first thought, that Simone on some pimp juice stuff. Like, she about to take this girl and pimp her out. She gonna be her manager, her agent, and her everything else. And not necessarily pimp as in sell her, you know, for sex. She's definitely about to sell her for everything else outside of that. And make her money off of this one girl who's her friend. Like, it's better. I feel like she thought it was better for her to put her out there as, you know, managing her career and making money for her than what she had going on. And I agree.
Okay. No, it was, like you said, I thought it was very interesting. One, just the way, first of all, when the choice to go to a strip club, of all places, but the way that Crystal.
But that's just how
I'm saying the way Crystal and Simone went in there. I mean, it wasn't like a timid, like, oh man, like what, you know. It was like they were in there sitting in their seats drinking, like, you know, we here to have a good time, or, you know, Simone was looking at it like, I'm here for a business opportunity. I'm looking for a, you know. So it was
looking for a star.
Yeah, it was interesting, and I want to kind of fast forward a little bit, because I just really thought it was interesting. Just that first episode kind of dealt, like you touched on it, Portia, dealing with I think kind of like young Black professionals in the workplace, because we see a little tension between Victoria and Bryson when you know, kind of that, I guess it was more along age type lines, because she seemed more old school. Like, hey, this is how she was kind of stuck in, like, this is how we do it, and Bryson was like, hey man, I'm trying to do things this way, and they kind of clashed, you know. But it wasn't as adversarial, I guess, in the end.
In the end, it was a teaching moment.
Right.
See, what they had
That's a good word for it.
Yeah, what they had was, you know, bringing her old school thing. They see that doesn't work. Then we get Bryson, who's younger. He's vibrant. He knows what he wants. He's a millennial, and he's a Black man. And then he throws out these ideas, and it's exciting because young Black men who are millennials are exciting, and they have great ideas when they put themselves to the test. He gets his opportunity, he blows it. And then what she said was, she literally said, and I feel like this is so true, she said, y'all younger generation, you tend to overthink things, and you're so afraid of failing that you get in your own way instead of listening to your gut. And I reasoned so much with that statement, because it's plenty of times when I think I got it, and then I think too much, get in my own way, and I fail because I didn't listen to my gut in the first time, you know? So she definitely had a point with that, and I don't think it was a tit for tat. I think it was just a learning experience.
Well, also the reason why it didn't work out was because he let Simone take the lead on it. He had his vision, and he allowed her to, like, do what she wanted to do with the project. And he could have just had, like, more as, like, a confidence or, like, a backbone, like, no, I got this plan, let me take a lead on it.
Yeah, and she mentioned that too, and then that goes back to her statement that you didn't follow your gut,
Right.
Because your gut was you do it, you take care of it, you show that this is what millennials want, especially Black millennials, and I can sell your product based on what we want and what we aspire to be.
Right.
And he negated all of that for Simone because he wants to be Marcus Graham.
And I was thinking, I was like, maybe some part of it might be the relationship, maybe his feelings toward her.
Yeah,
maybe if that had
definitely.
been another dude, he might have been like, no, dude, this is what we doing, this and this. She kind of came
For
in,
sure.
was like,
when
oh
she
no,
shut
we
it
do
down,
this.
it was down.
He was just like, because you saw his face, he was like, oh yeah, okay, so I guess that's what
And
we,
his
you know.
approach was much better to me because it was more sincere and kind of gives
Yeah.
that more like genuine aspect. And Simone was kind of like, her approach was more aggressive.
Was ghetto.
And then was wanting you to like buy this right now, and you know.
Do you think that they were playing into the whole aggressive Black female image at that moment? Look, I'm being honest, okay, you guys. I don't sugarcoat anything.
Okay,
here.
elaborate on that before I give my opinion.
Well, no, because like you said, the way she came off, you know what I mean? Just aggressive and just taking control. And Bryson had that moment to be a man, okay? I'm just gonna say it like that, to be a man, and step forward, but he didn't. And here's the woman coming in to save the day, and she's boop 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 boop. You know what I mean? Like, do you think that fed into that stereotype? Is what I'm asking.
I think it was different from what's traditionally put out, just because she was aggressive, but it wasn't like she was like militant about it, which is a lot of times the way it's portrayed. It was just more like, oh no, this is what we gonna do, X, Y, and Z. This, you know, it wasn't like she was, at least the way I saw it, like putting him down or just really coming at a like from a way. That was the way I saw it. I mean, I saw it.
Maybe
like
that's
she
me
was
looking
being
too deep
petty.
into things, but
No, I like that though.
Okay.
Look deep into it because you bring up things that I wasn't even thinking about. I was
Yeah, and
surface
somebody
level.
else
I
may
thought
be
she was
thinking
just
this.
being petty. That's what I thought. I thought she was being petty. He like, it wasn't that he didn't have his ducks in a row. He came on the scene. He said, we starting with the bedroom scene. She said, no, we starting right here.
Right.
And it's just like, I felt like that was a petty undermine. You already FaceTimed him to tell him his idea was whack. You already, you know, got money up out of him, hired your people, you're directing his shoot, and when he comes to give these directions, you automatically shut that down and go above whatever he said. I felt like she was being super petty.
I think she was kind of being manipulative also because she wanted her
Amen.
way. And
That word too.
She wanted her way, and she knew he had this big project coming up. So she was like, "Oh, I'm gonna sneak in because he has like a secret crush on her. We don't know if he loves her, but since he likes her, he allowed her to take the lead on the project, and she knew it kind of like failed. So that's why when she came over to the house, she's like, "How did it go?" And he was like, "Oh, it went terrible." She knew it. So it was just like, and she wants him to be on her team when she gets her new agency. So
Right.
that's all. It's all in play. She's kind of a manipulator.
Manipulation, petty, aggressive. Look, we just go throw her in the pot, add all that.
But even like you said, at least she kind of had a realization at the end of the first of the pilot episode, like kind of like, okay, maybe I
messed
came in a
up.
little strong. And then he did too as well. Like, I shouldn't have let you when he said it. He actually said she said I shouldn't have like come at you like that or been that aggressive. He's like, I shouldn't have let you.
I like
Yes.
that he said that because
Yeah.
so many times things happen to us and we can so easily blame the other person. But no, I let you do that to me.
Yeah.
No, I disagree. I think she knows she got him in her pocket, in her back pocket, and he would listen to her whenever she wants him to. Like, that's where she knows. That's why he smiled
she's
at her when
playing
she
off
walked
the
away.
fact that he likes her. She's like, oh,
Yeah,
he's like
she's
my
using that
puppy.
to her advantage. Definitely.
So you don't think
Facts.
she was a sincere like apology? She was just kind
No.
of like
No, it wasn't.
like, no.
She
Not
knows,
accepting that.
She knows there's chemistry, but she's not feeding into it.
She just flat out no sincerity.
Now, one thing I do want to touch on also that it caught me in the first episode was when she had her dude come over that she called up, that she hit up on the phone, like, oh, come over. Yeah. And it was interesting because he came over, they did the deed, he put in his work, and then afterwards it seemed like a little role reversal because he was like, oh, why don't you come be with me and you could do, and she's like, I don't want to do that, like.
She played him like her daddy.
And I was, that's exactly
that's
what
what
she
I
said. And I was
said.
like, that's usually the way dudes be like, oh no, I don't want to be tied
She baby
down.
Marcus Graham.
Yeah.
And he was the one that was kind of sensitive, like, oh, okay, well, next time you want your back blown out, don't call me, bro. I was like, but he assumed that he was
These
putting it
lines.
in like that, though. What if she had just been
Yeah.
like, no back was blown? That was I'm terrible. This show. That's how we gonna keep it real, people.
What if
We
she
gonna
was
keep it
like,
real.
Young Black was look, she called dude over for a reason. Obviously, he know how to blow some back.
Guess so. Guess so. Oh, we got the applause in there. See what's going on?
we got that.
you know?
Oh,
Can we
my
get him
God.
as a guest on the show? We could talk about that scene. Like, exactly how did we have to...
No, we don't want to explain how he did that. Scenario.
People be taking notes. Like, how... No.
You need to get some act right.
Wow.
That's how things go down on this show.
Right now.
You can already see people in the chat. This is how it's going to be. All over. So just get ready.
He
Just
got
get
that
ready.
Travis vibe. Travis Scott. Wait, no, what's his name?
He looked like Offset.
No, he looked like Young Thug a little bit.
Yeah, a mixture of them two.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we were trying to figure it out. She was like, who's that? He
Yeah.
had the braid coming in his face and all that stuff. So
Yeah.
It was
Anyway.
a lot going on with that.
That
yeah,
whole scene was like just uncomfortable. I was like, what's going on?
because they just went to it. It was kind of like, oh, come on, they're at the door. Next thing, it's
Hey.
like, all right.
But she
called him up
get
for
it
a
from her
reason.
daddy. She just like him. Like she's gonna do what she gotta do until that one person come and change her whole world up. She talk about she ain't ready, and then that's what I like about how they relate to a lot of millennial situations, because we get millennial situations where people who are single just want to be in a relationship, but then we have real life people like Simone who want all the play but no ties. Like, we can do all this play, but I ain't trying to be nobody wife, so get
Right.
up out my face.
Right. Well, that was a great start. I love it. You guys are all into this. Let's keep going. But before we go to the next topic, we want to let everybody out there know a couple things about how we be
Yes,
running things.
Definitely. So we just want to let you guys know that thank you for making us the ESPN of TV Talk. For us to continue to grow, we could use your help. So make sure to subscribe to us on YouTube, give us a rating on iTunes, and leave us a comment. But being a part of AfterBuzz TV has meant so much to me because I love after shows and being a part of a great panel. And thank you so much for supporting us. It means so much. And continue to do what we love to do.
Yay.
There we have it. Thank you guys. Give us 5 stars on that for those of you listening out there. We really appreciate that. Thank
Right,
you.
we love y'all. AfterBuzz has been a tremendous blessing in my life. Thank y'all for being here with us, sharing in the blessing. Okay?
Yes,
Man, I
thank
feel
you.
like we need the applause right there. Tear coming out.
I'm not about to play with you.
Right. So next thing I want to get into was continue with Bryson. So Bryson, we see, like I said, from the first episode, we kind of swing into the next one.
Game night.
Into the game night, which really...
Lord.
Man.
So he decides to have a game night, invite the crew over, and... You know, I thought it was just an opportunity to be like, hey, we could, another chance for Simone to come over. He's talking to his boys, which, let's start with them. Let's start with Ari,
Yes.
Ari and David.
Please.
We saw him a little bit in the first episode, but it was kind
They
of
had
like
that scene that their fathers had.
when they were
in the
working
gym.
out.
Yeah.
So we see
In
them
the actual movie.
when they're working out, and you kind of get a little comedy bit, but really... in game night, we really get to see, I think, more of their personalities. We get some background on people. So let's start with Ari and David, and let's start with Ari, because really, this dude.
a character.
Ari is outrageous. Okay.
I want to get everyone's thoughts on some Ari for game night.
So Ari is aspiring director. He's the true in his phone millennial. He's I want to say bisexual.
Yes.
Oh.
I think he is.
I think that's what we were kind of concluding,
Okay.
but
We were
Okay.
surmising
No,
we can say that.
or maybe
Yeah.
we don't know.
That's not okay.
I
thought
think
it
he
was-
is.
yeah, I
It
mean-
is.
I feel like they were teasing the idea that he was.
Right.
Because we may be shocked and find out at the end of the season that he really wasn't.
No way. The way he
But-
looked at him by...
I'm just saying, because some of these shows be like doing a doozy on us sometimes. But my guess is that perhaps he is. And I think they were hinting at the sexuality of some of these characters without coming, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Without being so aggressive about it and coming out with it. Which, okay, I'm not going to say the next comment, but that's okay. I think I know what I was going to
Well,
say.
I gained that from so he was talking about having sex in high school. I was assuming that it was with girls, right?
Right.
So then we get into this episode, and he invites this friend, And when
Dallas.
he talks to Simone about him, he let him know, like, okay, that's me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Then they want to go to the hot
The
tub
hot-
together
right.
at night.
Yeah, I
so
guess
that's
that
where
should
I
be
got
two and
that
two
from.
together.
Right.
But
Right.
you know, outside of that, that was just another characteristic
and
I brought
also
up.
in some of the in the upcoming episode, you saw him talking to like the girls outside the club, where it looked like he was kind of trying to throw game at her. So I was like, yeah, maybe he's
Yeah.
Yeah.
on
Goes
both sides,
ways.
you know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, but he's a little obnoxious,
Right.
and we can tell he definitely is a fan of. Let me not throw names out there. He definitely likes hood movies.
And he seems a bit into himself. I don't know.
Narcissistic?
Yeah, exactly. I was just gonna use that word.
on
Yeah,
it.
I was just like, yeah, he looks like he's gonna be one of those characters.
No, but he's fun though, because I feel like
Yeah, he is.
Tia and Ari, they play with each other with their comedy, so I feel like that they're a good addition.
Oh yeah, for sure.
is everybody out there, especially out there in the chat or listening to us, you got that Ari in your life. You know who it is. You know, everybody's got that Ari friend that's just that wild type. You know, he's always talking about like. I was laughing the most when he was just when he was talking about going to the club, like, you know, like, what we gonna do? He's like, every time I go to the club, you know, what is he?
He get drunk, he find
has-
a girl,
right.
have sex, and then he regret it the next
and
day.
he was like, every time. I was
Every
like,
time.
This dude, he's that one that's just wilding out at the club, just
They
all
do,
the
but
time.
I mean, you know what? That comes in phases. I don't know if guys grow out of it, but I grew out of that.
Or he could be
It
living
sounds
his
like-
best life.
Okay.
He could be living his best life, but
Right.
it sounds like he's
Yeah.
a little sad about
Maybe
it
he's-
afterwards.
Yeah.
He's still in the middle of it right now.
He know he got drunk and made some poor choices. That's what he's saying. He know that his intoxication leads him down a poor choice road.
But he seems like he's still like that good dude. Like, even though he's like, what, you know, that he's still like, hey,
Shady.
you know.
For sure.
And then there's David, like the total
Opposite.
end. Like,
Preacher boy.
Yeah, like extreme opposite. I'm talking about every time this dude opens his mouth, it's about God. Like,
I'm
you
going
know?
home to pray.
And like, I feel like I've known some people like that as well, where it's like, okay, man, like, you know, like every
get
single
it,
thing
yeah.
you do, you know, like, this is important. My relationship with God is important. You know, like, man, can we just not for a second?
You know, but
But
a
I like him
relationship
too.
with God is very important.
It is. Oh,
I
I'm not coming
think-
down on it. Please, Lord, no. That
Oh
I'm
no,
not coming
we know you're not coming out of it. I'm just talking in general. So a relationship with God is very important. I think David's issue is he doesn't have balance. Because you gotta have balance.
Right.
He's just you don't have that factor right now.
Right.
You
right.
think he's just trying to be like too perfect? Like he's just like trying to prove something? Maybe?
Like what? What do you have to prove?
Like, because I understand how important it is to lead by example. You know what I mean? And I've had those people in my life where it was like Jesus this, Jesus that. You know, and it's like, okay, I get it. You don't have to like prove to me or to anybody else or yourself that you're you have a committed relationship with God. Like, I will know based on your actions, not what you say. You know what I mean? So
Because the Bible says it's shown by your fruit.
exactly.
We up in Bible study right now.
Yes. Okay,
Preacher
look, I want to
Portia.
know what those
Right
fruits
here.
is looking like.
Testify.
This topic ain't for me because y'all gonna think I'm dating. No, but I understand how he is and why he is because he has that relationship, so he wants to flaunt it to the world, just like a brand new relationship with anybody else. That's how a relationship with God is, when it's a real, true relationship, and y'all have that connection, and it's not all about religion. What you want to do is flaunt it to the world, so that's perfectly fine. He just doesn't, have the balance, and I think. Bryson is in between both of them,
I
so
was
he
gonna
is
say.
who balances him out.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
and I feel like you said, having both of them in his ear, like, is just gonna throughout the season just probably cause for some good drama, comedy, because like you said, they're gonna be giving him advice
like
on.
the devil and the angel.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
But
Exactly.
maybe David will unravel a little bit because he's trying to get with Crystal. There was some chemistry between
Rekindle some-
them.
yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and she's not, as super religious how he is. So maybe she would be his balance between what he's looking for.
Do you think that's why they ended?
She seemed like she was
we
kind
need
of.
to get into that.
Yeah, well, she seemed like she was very like supportive. I mean, at least of, like I said, maybe he was just too much for her, because
Right.
she was like, oh, you're gonna be preaching before millions like pretty soon, and kind
Yeah.
of supporting him, and like
Yeah.
he said, maybe he did something that messed it up along the way, because he seemed very remorseful, like, man, why we didn't continue
Yeah.
on, or.
But I feel like Crystal doesn't want it because at the end when they were talking outside, she was just like, I don't want she walked away from the whole conversation.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, she walked away from the conversation, and she did, take the jacket off when he put it on her shoulders. But every time he would look at her, she would make eye contact with him, and she would give him a look. So sometimes people put on this front
How was
like they
how
don't
was
like.
that? Do you know how was that look? Could you demonstrate like?
I'm not about to look at you.
Not me. I'm saying to the people out.
To the people. So he would be staring at her, right, and then she'd be in her phone. She'd be looking like this, like.
There it is. There it is.
No, but she looked away quickly after she made eye contact. She was like, "Oh no, what am I doing?" I don't think she wants to lead him on.
She doesn't. Right. That's facts. She don't want to lead him on, but I think that there's something there with her as well. It's not just one-sided. Both of them have some type of tension, some type of maybe regret. I don't know what's going on with the situation. That's why I said I want to dig into that.
Right.
Like, I want to get into what happened.
Right.
Did they get together?
They gave us a nice little tidbit. I mean,
know
just
what I'm
kind of like
saying?
a tease, like in terms of their relationship, or like you said, you're like, what happened? Like, from the way that they're both acting. So
it's definitely something there, but that's
sure.
just like with anybody who has, an ex-boo or ex relationship. Like, you still gonna have something in your heart for them, but you're gonna try your best to dodge and avoid every situation of a long time you can be with them in, because you ain't trying to let your feelings go back there.
but they're also in the crew together, so it seems like they can't really avoid each. So, like you said, maybe it'll be in. Well, like you said, it's going to be interesting because I want to see how all
us
that's going to
millennials, we
unfold.
fall in love with our friends.
And just be like hanging out, like I got to see you all the time, type thing. Well, also let's dive into the other big relationship of the show. Simone, and Bryson. See, I'm already shipping them right there, Simon, Simone, and Bryson. And so I thought in episode 1, we kind of saw a little bit of like you said. Actually, the episode ended with Bryson kind of giving Simone a look at the end, like in the couch, where he was like, man, got a little twinkle, going on. And this, in episode 2, we really see it kind of pick up where he actually feels threatened, or just uncomfortable in the relationship. He likes her so much. He feels threatened by Dallas coming through. Postmates guy come through.
That was outrageous.
And even Ari, when they were talking about the menace to society, and she's like, "You a Trey." And she wants a cane, and like for those, I don't know for those who've seen like Menace to Society, Boys in the Hood, Cuba Gooding Jr. played Trey in Boys in the Hood. I forgot the actor's name who played Kane in Menace to Society, but it was more. I always thought like Menace to Society was a more just like just hardcore, just. I don't know if it was just because it was like more violent or something. You were just like, ooh, menace. Like it was, So I could relate to when he was talking about Kane versus Trey. Like I would say Kane was just more of a
boy.
Just more of a
take charge.
Yeah. So and I feel like that's an interesting predicament for Bryson because, like you said, he's obviously trying to work his way up in the company, do well, but that's just not him. He's just not that dude, And so, but
he should just take a L.
But you,
dang,
no
just
facts. But you can tell he's in love though.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
But does he even know her though? He's just in love with her. I know they grew up together, but it's just like people change.
Right. Exactly.
So you're in love with the old Simone. What's the grown Simone? Like he doesn't know.
Well, I feel
like they're friends. Like they grew up together. Not only did they grow up together, they have worked together all her life. Like they've been in that, agency. And now they're a part of the crew. Like you don't just, not know somebody no more when they're in your face 24/7. I don't feel like he doesn't know her, but I do feel like he doesn't understand her and her wants. And because of that, he doesn't understand why she doesn't want him.
Now, do you think, does she know that he likes and she's just not dealing with it, or she really is just like, I'm oblivious?
Didn't Missy just say that? She knows for sure.
Oh, okay.
That's what Missy was talking about, the manipulation. She taking that to her advantage. She knows
definitely advantage. She got him in her back pocket.
Because like I said, when she was talking to Postmates, dude, it was
ain't no pulling that out.
When she was talking to when she was talking to the Postmates guy, I was thinking like they were like in the stairwell, like so, and he was like, "Hey man, like do you need?" I was like, he was right there in front of her, So it's not even like she was even caring. Like, oh yeah, I'm gonna talk to him right in front of you. So.
That was crazy. Y'all on that? Y'all on Postmates walking up at y'all house playing games?
Absolutely not. I don't know.
I
thought
order
that was
Postmates
strange.
all the time. I get wine. I like Hey,
You get wine?
Yeah, you can put
Oh yeah, you can get wine.
You
the
can
fuck
get liquor.
up.
Yeah, you can get all of that.
Yep.
But I don't know. I just thought it
Talking
was a
about I
little.
ain't never leaving my house when it's raining
Yep.
no more.
I'm
I get
telling you, you don't
champagne.
have
I'll be like,
to.
I'm celebrating.
And she's gonna get someone like the Postmates guy, like tonight, like, what's up, girl? What you doing? You know, like she
You
was
never know. You might meet
No,
your mate with
seriously.
Postmates. You see what happened tonight?
Yes. It was giving me some ideas. I'm like, ooh, I should order some
Man.
Postmates tonight.
Postmates
Meet
is
my
lit.
future husband. I don't know.
You go into bed. You need someone. What
They
do you
don't
say?
come
You
with
need
that.
someone to go with you, or
Like,
something. I
He
was
was
like,
just too much with
Like
me.
the
I'm
old
sorry.
folks say, when you don't leave the house, the FedEx man could be your husband.
Postmates. Hey.
Man.
Okay, what's up?
And did anybody else notice kind of like the '90s soundtrack that they were using?
Yes, I
A lot of
love
those songs,
that.
I did too.
So it gave me, even though I understand that, you know, BET was making it very clear this is not like what. Not the word spinoff. What am I looking for? It's not
like a remake?
It's not a remake of Boomerang, but I love the fact that they were playing '90s music and still gave me that vibe
Yeah.
from the film. You know what I mean? So oh my gosh, I loved it.
The structure.
I definitely
Yes.
liked it as well.
Yeah.
I thought that was good. Whoever decided to do that, I was
It
like,
was
that
smart.
was good.
Yeah, that was a good
I like
idea.
that. Well, definitely, like I said, we kind of see the rest of the crew. I just like throughout episode 2, we're kind of starting to see, like I said, whether it's people's relationships, where everybody's kind of fitting in, seeing some backgrounds of whether it's relationships or people. So I'm definitely excited to see going forward how all these things are going to commingle, because I'm sure they got some stuff in store for us. And we will be here watching it, bringing it to you guys. Right now, I want to actually move into some of our, well, it's really our first show, so we don't have like, actually, do we have any special segments or
I mean,
right now?
Well, maybe
Well, we could be working on some.
We could, work some, or we
or
could do
if we have,
news.
we have some news.
Okay,
We definitely
so we have some
news.
brief news
We have some
for
news
you guys. Yeah, yes, I love it. Okay, you guys. So, for all of you who were not familiar with the original film in '92, so Halle Berry was in the film. Eddie Murphy was in the film. We had, I always call her Jacqueline Breuer, but it's help me out here,
Givens.
Robin. Thank you, Robin Givens. And so a lot of people have been asking, like, I wonder if any characters from the original film are going to make a cameo. And Halle Berry was actually on the red carpet at a BET premiere, actually, and she said, and I'm so excited about this, she said, "You might see me at some point. I can't speak for anybody else in the cast. I can only speak for myself." And actually, she told that to, yes, it was at the Television Critics Association panel on Monday. So, yeah, you guys, we're going to see some characters from the original film, so I'm super excited about that.
That will be awesome.
Yeah.
Can we get Halle in here? Halle, hit us up. I know you're
That'd be
watching right
great.
now.
We need to. I had a chance to go to the premiere because it was held at TV Academy, my job. So I was definitely intrigued by the way Lena got up there and talked about it. And one thing Halle said, she's so proud of Lena, But when Lena brought her the whole setup, the project and everything, she was just like, no, I'm not doing that. You're not about to remake Boomerang. She's
Right.
like, let's leave that where it's at. It was such a great movie. But she was just like, she couldn't sleep. Like, she had to, partake in the idea, and that's where they came up with the spinoff. And the spinoff is to show Black young millennials in power as career professionals doing the things that they aspire to be, even if they're not doing them now. This is to show you that it's possible, that it can happen.
Right.
And also to show our real world and real life situations as well. So we have these situations and sometimes we don't know how to navigate them. But this show is going to play out in such a way where we get clues and wisdom that help us in the long run.
There we go.
Yes, absolutely.
Man, I feel inspired after that right now.
Shout out to Lena.
Shout out.
Yes,
All
Lena,
right,
yes,
shout out.
thank you so much for bringing this.
So let's, on that note, let's kind of get into our predictions for next week.
And now, you're AfterBuzz.
Okay.
Because they definitely set us up
Yes.
kind of going forward. So let's start with Missy. What do you think's
All
going
right, so I hope Bryson and Simone kind of show more of their friendship / friends. They aren't really friends with benefits, but just more of their relationship. I'm really looking forward to like the development of the characters because we only saw so much of just the pilot and in the pilot and in game night. So I'm looking forward to that. I don't know. I kind of want them to venture about Ari because I'm very confused like of where he's at. Like what's he doing? They really don't highlight him. I know he's like a friend of Bryson, but I feel like that will be cool. And just to see like how if Simone will ever open up her own agency too. Like when is that going to happen?
That's happening for sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, so for me, I really want to see the show reveal Ari more. I don't know, there's something about it that I just want them to explore that character more. I don't want to make assumptions. Let me know.
Well, on the previews, if y'all didn't see the previews, they get this little snippet of Simone and Bryson kissing. So I know that's going down. That ain't even a prediction. That's facts, okay? So that's gonna happen. I'm interested to see in how that plays out. And this isn't a prediction, but I really want to get into some backstory with Crystal and David.
As do I. My prediction also, along with you, I want to see what's going to happen with how they're going to intertwine this Bryson and Simone relationship, and I definitely want to see more with David and Crystal. I think that's going to be a fascinating relationship. So, well, man, it was a great episode. We appreciate you guys stopping by. We're going to be here next week.
Yes.
Same bad time, same bad channel, doing this. Let everybody know where they can find you or follow you.
Oh, you guys can find me on Instagram at Missy Bernier.
And you guys can follow me on Instagram at The Real Nicole, and that's Nicole with a Y.
Hey y'all can follow me on all social media at Portia Carter. That's everything at Portia Carter.
And you can find your boy Tanir on Instagram and Twitter at TanirW. So you guys have a great week. We will be here again next week, and we'll be looking forward to chatting it up with you guys. All right? Take care.
Bye.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.